Welcome to K-pop's D.Conan channel. Wonyoung and Stray Kids Hyunjin have always been watched and criticized for the smallest things. Not them alone, of course. We have Jennie, Karina, and Taeyong and more who became targets of endless hate, selective outrage, and stereotyping based on their appearance. For this video, I may mention lots of idols' names, but Hyunjin and Wonyoung will be my main examples to dive deeper into the idea of living in hell as a visual in K-pop. Is it just jealousy? Is it appearance-based stereotype? Or another thing? And why talking about this is as important as talking about the living in hell as an idol who doesn't fit the unrealistic beauty standard. We will discuss all of this in upcoming chapters. Before we start, I would like to emphasize that this video does not aim to diminish anyone, glorify harmful beauty standards, or cause discomfort regarding personal features. In today's video, we will answer on this question: why Hyunjin and Wonyoung are 24/7 hated. Let's investigate this case. 1. Position and exposure. Starting with the first thing about an idol, their position, which in most cases determine their amount of exposure. For further explanation, if you are the visual, face of the group, or even the center, this often gives you better opportunities in stages, advertisements, brand deals, viral clips, and media coverage. But this kind of exposure comes with consequences as it turns idols into symbols rather than individuals, making them easier targets for public judgment. And in K-pop, and with the concept of groups, exposure can't be evenly distributed. If you're a solo, you take everything, but groups process differently. Certain idols become centers, visual representatives, or brand faces, placing them at the forefront of public consumption, and that's definitely based on how much they resemble the beauty standards. Social media and platforms intensify this effect. A single expression or move can be replayed endlessly, stripped of context, and reframed as a personality flaw or controversy. Team Bunnies, I'm talking to you, by the way. For Hyunjin, he is the visual of the group. And he is known for his unique dancing style and his powerful facial expressions on stage. All of this made Hyunjin usually placed at the center of performances, chosen for the thumbnails, photos, and promotional material, becoming one of Stray Kids' most recognizable faces. As a result, Hyunjin became the global ambassador for Cartier and Versace. But this made him also face repeated hate and mockery over his facial expressions on stage, as many people online said he is just overdoing it or seeking attention. Well, makes no sense when the same people hate on Shuwa for looking bored on stage. It's hypocrisy at its best. Anyways, we can say that for sure this would make solo stans hate him, thinking he is taking good opportunities from the other members to shine. They're always like, why it's not my bias? It's called business. The more popular and cash-grabbing, the more you get these opportunities. And the same thing goes for Wonyoung. From a very young age, she has been positioned as a symbol of a new generation of K-pop visuals. In Produce 101, Wonyoung was from the most popular contestants, and in IVE she faced lots of hate for being the visual and company's favorite. Many K-pop fans kept pointing out how Wonyoung would always be dressed differently, and not in a bad way like Espas Giselle's situation, but she was dressed in more appealing clothes. Is it a coincidence? Probably not. Is it for business? Absolutely yes. Wonyoung's face is known everywhere, far from her early experience in the idol life, alongside Hyunjin of course, making them both having the spotlight especially at the beginning. Wonyoung often works as a presenter in music shows and events, which requires a specific style, making her dress differently sometimes. Far from the most important thing, her face card is. What many brands would want for their products to be sold out, their videos to have more clicks, and their names to be stuck in minds. It's called testimonials, which is known in marketing. A testimonial is about bringing a celebrity with a recognizable face, high reputation, trending and trusted by a big loyal fan base, so the product would be sold. This made IVE fans in general, and solo stans specifically, criticize the company for giving her all the opportunities, better styles, more screen time, and lines. As this hit Liz's fans to the bone as they were furious about Liz's powerful vocals not getting the spotlight, especially when she was hated for her right gain. Clue: solo stans. 2. Visual stereotyping. Visual stereotyping refers to the process of projecting certain personality types or intention based on appearance alone. This can usually happen due to being reinforced by media and culturally learned signs. Let me make it easier. If I show this photo, what is your first impression? Probably the unpopular, shy, and nerdy girl who still didn't have her glow-up moment. What about this girl? The school diva who has all boys' hearts and attention, maybe rude and rich too. Didn't you get these impressions based on famous movie characters like Mia Thermopolis and Regina George? Probably, and probably from other famous movies, series, cartoons, or anime. This is the idea I'm talking about. Now let's look at these photos of Hyunjin and Wonyoung. What are the first impressions? Beautiful, young, maybe rich, and maybe, just maybe, rude. Yes, just like the blonde girl photo. We usually assume that people who fit beauty standards, whether Korean ones or global ones, must be rude and full of themselves, while the ones who don't must be so down to the earth and the purest souls ever. And if the person who fits these unrealistic standards is seen being nice to people or helping someone, people claim they would be definitely faking it to hide the real devil inside them. If they cry or show weakness, people assume that the feelings behind these tears are either fake to gain sympathy or they are for a silly and pointless reason. For Hyunjin and Wonyoung specifically, there were many instances where weaknesses or kind actions became twisted for something else. An example on that was in April 2022, when it was the peak of Wonyoung's hate wave and a call with a fan went viral. A Chinese fan of her said they were going through so much stress, so they would watch Wonyoung's videos and photos to gain strength and feel better. These words made Wonyoung cry and thank the fan. And you can immediately get what happened online. She is faking it, she is an actor, she is a pick-me and more. And let's be fair, with Wonyoung it's not only about stereotyping, but there is misogyny as well. This is what makes female idols usually get more hate than male ones. Clue, judge. 3. Selective outrage. This never become true to themselves and say the truth of letting things slide for idols, but when specific ones do it, it becomes a huge problem. In other words, some idols are allowed to be human and others are not. This is what selective outrage is about. It describes a pattern where some actions like dating, expressing confidence, staying quiet, even eating or smiling are completely normal when done by most people, yet suddenly become problematic when specific idols do them. In this case, Hyunjin and Wonyoung and many others are often at the center of the storm. In K-pop, fans cry crocodile tears over idols' mental health while participating in the same hate cycles that damage it. They show kindness, then sharpen their knives the moment an idol they dislike breathes the wrong way. It's like putting a bandage on a wound you helped in creating. This is ridiculous because in September 2025, a dead body was found in a Tesla car registered to singer and songwriter David in California. The news was really shocking and it became the talk of the town, and imagine what K-pop fans did? They were stupid enough to blame and hate on Hyunjin for a collab song they made a short while before this news came out. Because how dare Hyunjin not delete the collab? The song was actually released by David himself, not JYP. They also called him misogynistic and a bestie of a pedo singer. Like, how many friends of David that didn't deal with the same accusations, and how many K-pop idols who were in the same situations before or after and they lived normally? Same with Wonyoung. In January 2023, when her group was chosen for Papa John's pizza commercial, she got lots of hate for her acting. While other members like Liz and Yujin were loved for their acting, Wonyoung was called cringe and pick-me even though she was acting the exact way a commercial needs. Many idols and singers outside the industry have done similar moves before in other ads, and they were called cool and stunning. It's not about K-pop fans not knowing how commercials and marketing works, it's about who is doing the work. This happened with aespa's Karina and Winter for Dating News, even though Winter's one remains unconfirmed. It happened with Bangchan when he was wearing a bandana for Creed music video, while other idols before him didn't get any hate. It also happened with Kiss of Life and Tarzan. Kiss of Life were totally cancelled for one racist live, while Tarzan keeps getting everyone more shocked in him every day without being cancelled, but instead he gets more attention. Clue, choice. 4. Cancel culture. This is one of the most dangerous things K-pop fans do. Cancel culture is a modern habit of deciding that someone is no longer worthy of support, forgiveness, or growth. And this type of toxicity includes massive amount of hate towards the idol and creating controversies about them from time to time to destroy their mentality or make the company kick them out of the group. And what makes this ridiculous and triggering is that an idol could be cancelled for dating rumors while another could still be successful and loved after committing a literal crime. For example, in Stray Kids Case 143 era, Hyunjin got a short haircut. For many fake fans, how could he make his hair this short? It ruined their fantasies with their favorite doll, so they started leaving the fandom, and some even threatened to kill Hyunjin. Thankfully, the second time Hyunjin did it in 2025, he mostly received positive comments, harmless memes, and support. For Wonyoung, cancel culture was twisted. Let me tell you how. Cancel culture is totally canceling a person for a long time, but Wonyoung, alongside Lisa and Jennie, they all faced obsession over the tiniest bit of what they do despite being cancelled by K-pop fans themselves. Wonyoung got cancelled for her company's favoritism, her facial expressions, her strawberry video, her pizza ad, her dating rumor, and definitely her face card. This is the other face of cancel culture, by the way. You think canceling means we don't care anymore, but it's actually this one idol everyone becomes obsessed about and never misses the chance to hate on them. Clue, obsession. 5. Why Hyunjin and Wonyoung are 24/7 hated. By connecting the 4 clues of our video, solo stans, judge, choice, obsession, we can answer the question. Hating over idols who fit the toxic beauty standards can begin from the fandom itself and solo stans' jealousy for their biases. It can also be from other fandoms who judge the idol according to stereotypes, but everything is a choice. People choose to apply stereotypes. They choose to believe what they want and choose to hurt someone in all ways possible. It becomes an obsession with that idol, their news, their videos, their tiniest actions just to make a scandal out of it and hurt them. At this point, the hatred towards idols who fit toxic beauty standards exposes something important. Idols like Hyunjin and Wonyoung become mirrors people do not want to look into, reminders of standards they did not create but are punished for representing. Instead of challenging the system that profits from these ideas, the blame is directed toward individuals who simply exist within it. The moral failure lies not in disliking an idol, but in refusing to recognize their humanity. When people obsessively watch every expression, rumor, or interaction, they stop focusing on the reality of things and start engaging with a narrative they made themselves to satisfy themselves. The cycle continues because cruelty is easier than self-reflection, and tearing someone down feels simpler than questioning why their presence triggers such intense reactions. One last thing I need to highlight: no one was born ugly. What we call ugly is something learned, taught, and repeated until it feels true, even when it isn't. It comes from comparisons and standards that were never meant to measure real people. Over time, these ideas convince us to see ourselves through a harsh point of view. Now I can say case closed. See you in another video.